A couple months ago, I asked you guys to submit your worms so they could be ranked in my ultimate worm tier list. This could be anything worm-shaped, worm-colored, or worm-light. And we got pretty much everything under the dirt, including fictional worms, worm emojis, gummy worms, and interpretive worms. Now, it might not have every worm, and some rankings might be dissatisfying to your personal bias, but you must trust me on this. I'm Worm Guy. I also want to say that Tierzoo, the tier list guy, published a very well-researched and thorough worm tier list on November 15th, 2025. However, I had the idea first. Look at the facts. I streamed it on November 13th, 2025, 2 days before he probably even had the idea. And his notably lacks gummy worms. So take this. So this is our worm document. We have S worm, A worm, B worm, C worm, D worm, E worm, F worm, and actually disgusting, I never want to see it again worm. I can already think of some worms that will make me feel that way, but... Alright, the first set of worms I have are a bunch of emoji worms. Gonna be honest, no clue what this one is from. Okay, this worm right here, this is a pretty C-tier worm. It's not impressing me. It is S-shaped though. He's pretty good. I'm considering B. He has a little bit of derp, a little bit of smile to him. This is a B worm. What is this? This one's definitely a notch below. I think this loses a little bit of, can I say that, like, it looks unnatural? Maybe like a C or D. This one's pretty nice. I like the whimsy of the curves. And I like the single eye. I think it might be a step above our B worm. This one doesn't make me feel the best, mainly because it's a little dirty at the end. It's an E worm. Now this guy's a deep. You think S? I think it's up there. I think this is a great, but I think it's a little more magenta than I would like pink. Honestly, looking at it next to this other A worm, it feels like it might be a level above. This one's kind of fun though. This is a different art style. I don't think I've ever seen the outline. What makes an S tier worm? You'll see. We will know. I think when we get into the more complex worms, I think we'll understand. It kind of looks like the cup. You know, the jazz cup from McDonald's? I feel like it kind of embodies the same angularity in a way. And so I think the worm shape is a bit nostalgic, a bit cartoonish. This is a solid C worm. I'm gonna make one small change to this document. It shouldn't be S. I think if it's a worm document, we know what letter it has to be. I think this one's from iPhone. Is this iPhone worm? Just because it's iPhone, it gets a level above D tier, even though they look pretty similar. Next tier of worms is gummy worms. Have you guys had these before? These are pretty damn good. These might be W. The Albanese gummy worms. The juiciest, most decadent snack. Our first W tier worm is a gummy worm. I really hope we're not biased because we all want... Guys, we all want candy. Everybody wants candy. I haven't had Black Forest. I've had Black Forest Gummy Bear, and I remember them being pretty juicy. E? All right, we're following that first time chat there. I trust you. I trust you. Black Forest E gummies. Oh, Haribo worms. If these have the same texture as the gummy bears, I'd rate them pretty mid. I haven't had Haribo worms. Haribo is B for bear. I'll believe in you guys. I had Trolley before. This is my go-to at the gas station if I ever want a gummy worm. To me, these are B. You think they solo Haribo? I'm putting this in A. I'm happy whenever I get these. This I haven't had before, but I'm pretty sure. Is this like the 7-pound worm? This is the worm that you see at, what's that channel? VAT19, where they're like, this is the gummy worm, and we fed it to our kids. They dined on it for 7 evenings. I don't think they ever did a video like that, but maybe they should. Maybe they should hire me. I think it's more offering scale instead of flavor, but it's very worm shaped and pretty incredible. I'm gonna put it in D tier. It's only a step above E and F because it is an impressive feat of engineering. What is this PNG? Oh, I can. I don't know where I got this photo from. Maybe this is a thumbnail from a long time ago. There are many worms here, and they are very pink. A worm patty. Brain worm. Can I even, okay, is it gonna like flag some like content policy thing just because it like looks like censored? Never mind. All right, these are on the same level. I'm putting these on the same level as B worm. Shelby the worm from Adventure Time is easily an A or W. I think a W. I agree with you guys. Even though the Albanese gummies are in the same tier as Shelby the worm, does not mean I would eat both of them. The next one I want to do is a little bit niche. Have you guys seen Labyrinth with David Bowie? There's a little worm in that. The worm is like, hello, I'm just a worm. Go left. It is a British worm. We might have to dock it a point for that. I think this is a pretty integral worm to society. I'm going to put it in C.
Now it's time for viewer-submitted worms.
Dude, I got this.
Okay.
This is worm from Bikini Bottom, right? I think this is a very pop culture worm. Amazing pink, amazing banding. The only thing I think that is missing on the Alaskan bullworm is the worm curvature. It does have an amazing maw. The performance song comes from inside this beast. Oh, that's okay. That's an A then. Dun, 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 dun. All right, next worm. Already fucking disgusting. I don't want to ever see this again. I don't want to see this again. Look at this. Look at that. That's disgusting. Yeah, that was a tough swallow to pill. If you look up worm on Google, this is the worm. I would argue that this is an A or a W because I've used this in many things. Open worm. When open worm called my phone, this is what I have as his profile picture. Everyone has used this worm. This is the Worm Tunes worm. This is an amazing worm. Worm with headphones, jamming out. Amazing pink, amazing banding, amazing curvature, and gaping maw. I think this is just in line with their other worms. Cool ass worm. This is Worm Party GIF. I don't know if I want to encapsulate them into their own category or if I just want to make those little string worms by themselves the worm we're judging. So I'm gonna look up string worm. What do we think of worm on string? I had one of these. I still have one. Sometimes I thread it between my fingers because it feels good. And they're like, ooh, you know? I think this has the same cultural significance as the worm here. Yeah, I think it's definitely an A. This one is also another iconic worm. You know him, you love him. Star Wars worm. It's worm-like, but they say it's a space slug. I gotta put it in D tier. This is a good worm. It doesn't have pink. It's very intimidating. Hassan Al-Gaib. This is a sandworm. It's not an earthworm, but it's a sandworm, so it's adjacent. I think it's a B. That's a B worm. This next one is this one's kind of gross. This is kind of a gross worm. I'm putting this one in F. Another worm from a GIF. I don't know what this was called, but I've seen this one everywhere as well. Does this one have a name? I like this little guy because he does like the little head nod. He goes like, you know, like. Is it a Sesame Street worm? Is it? Oh, it's an Elmo worm. Cultural significant. I think impressive pattern. I'd venture to say A. All right, the next one is the Microsoft ad worm or Vinny Vine Sauce worm. This is a pretty significant worm. If you guys remember in the commercial, it gets cut in half and has another friend. It's also known as meat. That's true. For me, this has a lot of personal bias because I love this guy. I think it's another justified W. All right, this next one is Boogie worm. This is a pretty badass worm. DJ Squirm. Such a rad looking worm. Oh fuck, A. Immediate A. That's a pretty cool worm. That's a W worm right there. Okay, I don't know. I've seen this worm before, and I know this is a pop culture worm. No idea what it's from. Oh, it's Earthworm Jim. It's a lot more man than worm. It doesn't hit for me like all these other worms, so I think I'm putting it in E. This one is the worm from the science video we all saw when we were like 12. Easily culturally significant. B tier worm. Good pink. Also has a crazy ability. It can go. This one has a superpower. This is a flatworm. It is a type of worm. I think these guys are in their own class. Too performative. That's a great point. I will say amazing, amazing pink on this worm. The shape, not traditionally worm. It is quite beautiful though. If you guys have seen these in motion before, they go. This is a C tier worm. No, you sold me. It's a B tier worm. Slay. This feels like a fucking worm that I hate. Or something like that. I've seen this guy everywhere. Pretty good worm. It's a good worm. This next one is the insides of open worm. If you go to openworm.org, you can take off the worm's skin and it will look like this. Because it's a skinned worm and I feel bad, I'll put it in C. This is actual real open worm, unbiased W worm, one of the greats. Terraria worm, eater of worlds. This is a pretty significant step in progression in the game Terraria. If I could have like a infinite worm, like if I could have like if I could have one large like stuffed animal like of infinite length. C, kind of boring fight. Whatever. He can split up into smaller worms. It's also great. I think the thing we have to consider here is the potential for creating more worms. Each one of these segments can be its own worm. And I think that's what makes this one special. This fucker's called Orthworm. I like the name. Put this guy in C. This is a C worm. Okay. Amazing shape. Are they worms or snakes? Listen, it's called Slither.io. I would argue worms inch and wiggle. They don't slither. F for false or false worm, get out of my sight. I don't mind them. This is a good worm. I'm biased. Nah, I'm not biased at all. You guys all think this is a great worm. This is one of the goats of worms. The iconic worm that eats people from Last Train Out of Wormtown. I think this sits with a step above some of our fictional worms. But it does have some Gavintino significance. It's a B tier worm. I'm sorry, guys. This next one is the end of the 20,000 block worm, aka the worldwide worm. W. Worldwide worm gets to have a W. Okay, I'm not sure how to feel about this one. I don't know how to feel about that one. What do we think of this one? That's pretty cool, but I feel like that's somebody else because it's a bit of a work of art. I'm willing to judge this in 2 states. Listen, hear me out. not hear me out. Okay, we have 2 states to judge here. This false worm, not a real worm. This worm right here, it's pretty solid worm. What is this? Hey, what is this? Somebody sent this. That's a disgusting. It's labeled worm I watered. He's very moist. You watered it? This is your worm? Did it want that? Do you think it wanted that? I will say great worm. This is a candid worm. I kind of do like the energy behind it. B tier worm. This is a worm I'm unfamiliar with, but I know some people love this game. It has exactly limbs DQ'd. Never want to see this again. Now the other indie representation. Worms and I've tried to do the things. There are 3 worms here. Awesome worms, B tier worms. All right, I'm gonna count this as the entire Worms franchise. I think my biggest problem with the Worms game is that their bodies, they have hands. No, hands don't immediately disqualify them. The hands float. That's true. So do you think is it telekinetic? John Testicles, what do you think? We got a new guy in chat. That's somebody, we haven't seen that guy before. Solid option. Playing it safe. This one is labeled Worm Fry. Honestly, it's kind of embarrassing how much of a worm this is compared to some of the other stuff on this list. Honestly, kind of an A or W worm. I'm thinking A worm. Dude, no. Guys, we just had a W worm drop. DJ Squirm and DJ Squiggle. These are the coolest motherfuckers I've ever seen. Whoa. W worm. Think you poop? Look at this is absurd. Where are you guys coming from? My last 2 followers are John Testicles and Poop Lessons. Who the hell are you guys? Where are you coming from? Who the hell are you guys? Are we ranking them? I guess they're in the dock now. Disgusting. All right, another pop culture worm. Beetlejuice worm. Beetlejuice worm is pretty scary. This is a pretty iconic worm. I'd say it's only a C, though. I think it's only a C. Pretty cool, but I'm not talking to you, Poop Lessons. I'm not talking to you. This is stock image worm. I don't know if I like him too much. It's a little gross. It's teetering on F. It's trying too hard. Shit-eating grin. Stock images are lazy. So I heard we were ranking? No way. What's going on, worm boy? And I freaking love worms. Another dynamic duo has entered the chat. This guy gets to go here. However, the 2 most recent follows, boom. Why worms? Why not? Listen, nobody else is doing this on Twitch. Nobody else has ever ranked a worm. You'll only get that here. Okay, I don't know if this one belongs in the upper tiers at all. I just think this is iconic as hell. Look at this. Wormdole as a whole image. It's kind of sick. And it's quotable. B tier. How about Cadbury Curly Whirly Swirlies? What do we think? I've never had these before. Great shape. They're too chewy. I'll take your word for it. There are multiple people saying that they are good. What are the flavor? That's true. Is it chocolate caramel? I'm gonna listen to you guys. I see there are some niche lovers. I'm gonna put these in D because I haven't tried them, and there is some defiance in the chat. This is a region locked goodie. Another stock photo worm has been submitted. Actually disgusting. That's an F tier worm. It's still worm. It's gotta be F though. I don't even want to judge this one. I would much rather put this worm out of its misery. Erase it from the timeline. Is this real? There's no shot this is real. What brand of worm is this? Oh my god, it's real. No way. How have I lived my life without knowing about this guy? Are you kidding me? That is a beautiful, Beautiful specimen. I'm putting this in, this is W. This is a W worm. It's so friend-sized. Wait a second. Where is poop lessons? We found the poop worm. It's still disgusting. That's still a disgusting worm. That's fine. They're not, it's okay if they're not here. I hope they know that it went into hiding. This one is labeled zombie worm that feeds on bones. What do we think about zombie worm? Do we think that's good? They are naturally one of the most pink looking worms. They're pretty rad. It's definitely a solid C. That's disgusting. Disgusting worm posted in chat. Putting that down here. Look, so cute. No! This worm is very dapper looking. Oh, put me in the refined worm tiers. Thank you. I like this one. I like this one from Gappa it's pink. It has banding. W worm. You guys remember this site? The site that kills you if you have epilepsy? Yeah, don't go to this website. Was it Staggering Beauty Editor? Don't show it. This site is very cool. This guy goes in, it's a C tier worm. That's a C tier worm. This is a hammerhead worm. What do we think of hammerhead worm? This one doesn't have the traditional worm head shape. I think this has to go in the same tier as at least the flatworm, just because of the vibe. Ooh, these are mealworms. These are a pretty essential part of life. I would argue they're a bit of a higher tier because they can feed a lot of animals. In elementary school, this was like part of one of the experiments. W protein. W protein, putting that in W. Oh, this is also a fair assessment. Fishing worms from the hobby of fishing. No life, F tier. That's fair. SpongeBob had a worm? I did not know this. Like, I don't, does he like that? It looks like he's enjoying that a little too much. D tier. Bro, this one's from Raidon in the server. Wicked dark twisted worm. This worm has aura. A little too many teeth to my liking. Gotta be W. I did want to judge this one. I appreciated when this popped up in the game. The Lethal Company worm is pretty iconic, at least for me. I was scared. I had actual fear. For the first time in my life, you know, like when you feel impending doom and like you're supposed to be like dying or whatever. I felt impending doom here because of the emotion that it elicited. A tier worm. Oh, this is a great suggestion. In fact, I'd be opening a whole can of worms if I put it on screen. Boom. What do we think of the concept of can of worms? Don't -2 that. That was awesome. I opened it. Oh no. I should have started the stream that way. I should have been like, okay guys, we're gonna open a whole can of worms this stream. It's C tier. I agree with you. It's a pretty C tier worm. Oh, this one's good. You guys know this GIF? I'm only gonna post the frame. But it's a guy doing the worm. What do we think of the concept of the worm dance move? No, it doesn't even matter. It goes in the same tier as this other guy over here. Oh yes, another Adventure Time worm. Was this a caterpillar? It's a caterpillar. Or was he called the king worm? No, his king worm. 100% a king worm. W king worm. Worm variety pack. What do we think of all of the worms? How many snacks? D, make a choice. Listen, sometimes having everything you've ever wanted is too much. I don't know if I have the heart to put all the worms in W. It's got text. You're right, it's got text. I'm putting that in disgusting. It's got text on it. I think we've done what we can here. I feel content. I don't know if like I have any reservations with how I rank these. I think we're pretty solid. In reality, all true worms are a W. And cut. Take 5, everybody.